When this house here behind me came on the market, I thought, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. It has it all. The pictures looked stunning. But is it really this stunning also when we tour it in person? The home tour I'm doing today is for 2869 Rutherford Way here in Carolina Bay Charleston. This home has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2,938 square feet, sits on 0.15 acres, was built in 2015, has hardy plank siding, is listed for $750,000 by Bill Troll from Carolina One. So let's go inside. Welcome back to my channel. This is Irina Bordyn with Agent Owned Realty here in Charleston. Please subscribe for more property tours, market updates, and everything all about Charleston. And if you would like to have a conversation in person, please connect with me. The link is in the description, or call me. The number is in my banner. So this home has double front porches, which I will show you, but what I cannot show you are the solar panels on the roof. And the good news is that they are fully paid off. So here is the front porch. There is so much space. You could maybe have a swing here, you know, one of these famous Charleston beds, or some other seating arrangement. There is so many options for you. As we come inside, there is a nice foyer, and I'm going to give you the lay of the land first. So there is a dining room over there. The heart of the house, excuse me, is over there. And for multi-generational living, there is a first floor bedroom with a full bathroom over there. So the floors are hardwood. Nice oak, and there's also a nice trim package, and you have some chrome molding as well. So this bedroom here is very interesting. I'm assuming it had carpet at some point, but this was replaced and the concrete slab was painted. It's very, very cool looking for sure, especially together with this fancy wallpaper. There's a lot of sunlight coming in because this room has 3 windows. And here behind is the closet. So this would be, you know, either the guest bedroom for the parents. They don't want to climb any stairs anymore. It could also be an office if needed. So then right next to it is the bathroom. So you do have a single vanity and a tub shower combo. It's a fiberglass insert, super easy to clean. And the vanity is original from 2015, but it has been painted. This dark blue, I would say. But, you know, unfortunately, look what I'm seeing here. I guess they didn't believe in taping. So there is what I always call some room for improvement. But other than that, it looks pretty good. You know, the surface here is cultured marble. So I'm going through the foyer again, and over here is a very large dining room space. So it has a very nice fan and tray ceiling, 2 windows that point to the front of the house, you know, that beautiful front porch. So this is a very large space. You could easily have a table here with 6 to 8 chairs, and, you know, maybe even a china cabinet. So here again, it gives you lots of options. So then over here is the heart of the house. So kitchen, breakfast nook, family room with a gas fireplace. So let's check out the kitchen first. So we do have a gourmet kitchen here. You know, we can always tell when you have like the separate cooking field, the hood on top, and the built-in oven. Sometimes it's a double oven, sometimes it's an oven and also a microwave. And this is what we have here. So this is the oven, has been cleaned, and here is the microwave. It looks in pretty good condition. And as far as the countertops are concerned, we have granite over here. So this particular one was quite popular when this house was built in 2015, and they are in very good condition. That's the beauty about granite. You know, there is hardly any wear and tear. So then over here is a black sink, you know, that has a separator here. And then under the sink should be the garbage disposal. And yes, there is. There is the garbage disposal operated through here. So let's run some water and see how that sounds. Yeah, sounds good. Nothing is stuck there. But what I do see here, I don't know if you can see that, but that looks a little bit iffy. So at some point, I'm guessing there was a leak. And this is something the inspector will flag. Speaking of which, I always recommend that every buyer is doing a home inspection after they go under contract. So what do we have here? We have some knobs. They are a little bit worn. This top material peels off, but let's see whether they work. Oh, they work fabulous. Check it out. So 5 burners, all are burning, yay. And then over here is a very cool backsplash. I am pretty sure, however, that this was not done by the builder. It looks a little bit like a DIY project because look at this here. You know, it looked so good on the internet, on the pictures in the listing, but now I'm seeing just a few things I'm not a fan of. So what do we have here? Some paint from the cabinets, but maybe that could be scraped off. No, not really. And, oh, this is a nice plus. Do you see this? They have the pullouts. They could have done some paper to avoid, any discoloration, but the new buyer can put the paper down and then you wouldn't see that. Over here you have a couple of drawers. They are soft close. There we go. But, as I said, the cabinets have been painted. So from the outside, the cabinets look beautifully painted. But unfortunately, the painter, well, let me rephrase that. The cabinets look awesome from the outside. Because look at this. So can you see that on camera here? I'm not sure whether you can see that, but they weren't prepped properly, unfortunately. There's some paper laid out here because, yeah, that hides the little imperfection inside. Yeah, but moving on, here is another few drawers. And this is probably information about the house. And here is the pantry. So some shelves have been installed because usually this builder puts wire shelves in here. This looks also, I have to say, like a DIY project. What do you think? The refrigerator is a Frigidaire gallery. So that's, the nicer version. But, something got banged here and there's some scratches, which makes me think maybe this was a rental at some point. I'm not sure. I would have to look that up. But it has been cleaned and it's nice and cold. coming from the outside. Here, the dishwasher is a Maytag. You know, nothing special about that, but looks good. So here is also a big plus because you do have cabinetry on the outside here. Check it out. Isn't that nice? You know, for additional, you know, storage place. So that's really cool. So now let's look at this family room. Very cool, large, industrial looking fan. You know, I had that at my old house and they are fabulous. And then you have the gas fireplace here in the corner with a, you know, wooden mantle. You can hang your stockings there, you know, if you celebrate Christmas. Gas fireplaces are always convenient because you have your instant gratification and low maintenance. So before we go upstairs and check out the other 4 bedrooms, here is the laundry room, which gives you so many options because it is quite large. In the laundry room, you have the water hookup over there. Here is your exhaust for the dryer and the outlet. And over here, they have the electric panel. And over there is the panel, you know, to hook up your Wi-Fi. So let's go upstairs. So I did notice that the carpeted stairs, you know, kind of need to be replaced because there are stains and it's very dark. And now I'm gonna tell you something else. Oh, this is interesting. Look at that. They replaced one little piece here. Maybe the doggy was chewing on that. I don't know. But whenever I see, do you see this darker line? This is an indication that the owner didn't replace the filters, you know, often enough. And that is not good because you can compare it to an oil change. You know, if you don't do an oil change regularly on your car doesn't run that well. Well, you know, with an HVAC system, it's kind of similar because if you don't change the filter, then the system has to work so hard and suffers and actually sometimes also produces a lot of extra condensation, which eventually seeps through the ceiling. And that's when you get these water spots. However, this house has a very comfortable temperature and I did not feel a difference in temperature when I came upstairs. So let's start with the main bedroom. Very big tray ceiling with crown molding in the tray. Then over here you have the ensuite bathroom with a garden tub, a separate water closet, a dual vanity, also painted. I almost wish they hadn't done it, you know, as a DIY. Because, you know, when it comes to cabinets, you have to use a special cabinet paint. And if a professional does that, your cabinets actually do look like they are brand new. But from the outside, it looks very, very decent. Also, I do like the cool black fixtures and the black framed mirror together with that golden light fixture. Over here, you do have the walk-in shower with a bench there. And in the corner, there are also 2 little, you know, corner shelves for all your things. And, you know, worth noticing is that the shower has been tiled all the way up to the ceiling. So check out this closet after I turn on the lights. Haha. It is so large, it's amazing. I mean, this is larger than somebody's bedroom very often. You know, what do you think? Drop me a line. And then also, I wanted to point out that the entire house has been completely painted top to bottom, including the ceiling, the trim, the casing around the windows. the doors, and this has been professionally done by a painting company. So then over here is an extra space, you know, right off the main bedroom. So it could be an office, maybe it could be a nursery, you know, when you have a new baby and want to have it close to you. Or it could be a workout place. Yeah, so lots of options. There are dark LVPs on the floor, and with that white on the walls, it's really cool looking. I love it. So moving on, there is, you know, I just walked past it, a nice loft. So for your kids to have an extra hangout space with, you know, their PlayStation and, you know, some couches to hang with their friends. So over here, right across from the loft, is one of the secondary bedrooms with a double door closet. Let me show you. There are 2 wire shelves installed, and it goes all the way here to the wall. So then this one is connected to a Jack and Jill bathroom. So 2 bedrooms are connected by this bathroom. There is a single sink, but I kind of, you know, I kind of like that there are not 2, because it gives you so much space to put all your stuff in there. You know, this could be like, they could have a stool underneath and the girls can have their makeup up there and get ready for the day. So other than that, there is a brushed nickel light fixture over the mirror, and over here is the separate toilet and a tub shower combo, just like in the downstairs bathroom, the fiber glass insert. So also there is behind here, tucked away, a linen closet. 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. And here is the other bedroom connected to the Jack and Jill bathroom. So it is very bright with 3 windows, has a nice big ceiling fan. Also the same dual door closet, you know, that we saw in the other bedroom with the 2 wire shelves, you know, lots of space for the kids to get all their clothes, you know, organized. And then going back to the hallway, you have access to that beautiful upper porch. So here is the upper porch. Gives you lots of space for a couple of rocking chairs and a table, and just enjoy the evenings when it gets a little cooler and not as hot, because we are in the middle of August and it is toasty here, you know, partly 100 degrees. So moving on, here across is another hall bathroom with a single vanity, the cultured marble countertop, the same brushed nickel light fixture that we saw before. But let's check out, you know, how it looks underneath. Actually, you know, it looks pretty good. There is just one stain there, you know, maybe this could be buffed out. I am not sure. Other than that, you do have tile flooring here. This is a 12 by 12. And the same fiberglass insert for a tub and shower combo. Here is how it looks from the other side. Let me give you a good spin here. And then we're gonna go to the next bedroom, bedroom number 5. So very, very large, also very bright with the 3 windows and the dual door closet, probably. Oh, they have some shelves installed here. So it looks like they removed the wire shelving, because I do see here some evidence that something was here before, and put the wood in there instead. Then right across next to the bathroom is another linen closet. 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. So another big plus is this super large porch. You know, I love it because, you know, this is a home with 5 bedrooms. So when the family wants to be, you know, on the front porch, there is ample space. Everything is screened in. The screens look in very good condition. There is a nice ceiling fan that will keep you cool. And there is an outlet over here, but the cover is a little damaged. So also, you know, should the buyer have a dog, there's already a doggy door. So that's also super convenient. Another advantage of having a detached garage that is behind the house is that you have a super long driveway. Look at that. There is ample space for at least 3 cars behind the gate, and then you can have another one here, and you have the 2-car garage. So let's check that one out. The garage door could use a little bit of love. Do you see here? I see some rusty areas here. It's not really bad, but it needs a little bit of love, sanding, and a new coat of paint. So then in here, I do see some epoxy floors with some paint on top. But other than that, you know, just a blank 2-car garage, unfinished. They had something, maybe a TV hanging here. There's a couple of shelves, you know, for your convenience. And that's pretty much it. So, and now let's look at the yard, because this is something I personally always appreciate, is the privacy. There's just woods behind, you know. So this is actually a fire pit, so already installed. So that's like super nice. Very cool. So here is also how the house looks from, you know, the back. Very nice. I have to say that the cement plank has been painted not too long ago, because it is in very, very good condition. Before I tell you about the HOA and the overall location, I wanted to give you my 2 cents about this house. I think this house, as far as the floor plan is concerned, would be fabulous for a larger family, because it gives you so many options, and I do think they would be very happy here. Also, big plus is that the whole house has already been painted top to bottom. Also, you know, the bathrooms seem to be in pretty good condition, so that's great. And last but not least, that private backyard is a true bonus. And also, you know, if you have teenagers, that long driveway, you know, all the cars fit in there. They don't have to be parked on the street. So now to the things I'm not so, you know, wild about. The DIY projects in this house. So there was the backsplash that could have been done a little better, and also the painting of the cabinets. They do look fine from the outside, with the exception of the one that I saw, but you know, I wish they'd be done, you know, by a professional. So let me tell you now about this neighborhood. We are in Carolina Bay. So Carolina Bay is a large master planned community, has 3 different porches, has a dog park, has a couple of gazebos, and one of them has an outdoor fireplace. And then what else do they have? Oh, of course, lots of walking trails. And then the retention ponds, you know, they're making this neighborhood look just beautiful. So Carolina Bay here in West Ashley is zoned for Oakland Elementary, C.E. Williams Middle School, and West Ashley High School. If you have questions about the school system, please reach out to me and I will point you in the right direction. Then, as far as downtown is concerned, it will take you about 25 minutes to get there. Costco is super close, not even 10. Lots of restaurants and stores all around. So as far as location is concerned, this is a great place to be. So I hope you enjoyed this property tour. If you want to see it in person or any other home here in the Charleston area, please reach out to me either by calling or texting me. The number is in my banner, or reach out or check out the link in the description. That is also a good way to connect with me. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye bye, guys.